I'm mixing water and earth to create the essence of life itself. Let's see if this concoction brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix things up a bit and see if we can get some fiery, earthy goodness with a touch of magma vibes. I mean, humans are like a fiery plant, right? We are full of passion and energy, just like fire and plant combined. Let's see if this mix will lead us to the ultimate creation of the human element. I mean, think about it. Fire is all about energy and heat, and plant is all about life and growth. Put them together, and you've got the perfect mix of vitality and warmth, just like us humans. Let's see what happens when we bring these two elements together. I'm combining fire and wind because humans are full of fiery passion and always seeking new adventures. Let's see if this combo creates an element that represents the soul of humanity. Plants need sunlight and heat to grow, right? So let's mix some green and fire and see what happens. Maybe we'll get some kind of life energy or eternal flame or something cool like that. I chose to combine earth and water because I believe the solid stability of earth and the fluidity of water can create a new element that is closer to the essence of humanity. Let's see what this combination will bring. Let's mix the fiery energy of fire with the grounded stability of earth and see if we can find the perfect balance for a human-like element. Mixing the free-spirited nature of wind with the fiery passion of lava to create a new element that embodies balance and harmony. I thought like wind helps plants spread their seeds and stuff, you know? So maybe if we mix them together, we'll get something living or related to life. I'm thinking if we mix the fiery flames with the smoky essence, we might just get something hot and intense like heat. Let's see if this takes us closer to being human-like. Let's mix the intense heat of lava with the resilient spirit of a dandelion and see if we can create something more human-like. Water is essential for life, and wind carries the essence of change. Maybe combining the two could create a new element that is a step closer to the human element. combining fire with dandelion because fire symbolizes the spark of life and dandelion represents growth and vitality. Maybe this will lead to a new element related to life or energy. I'm thinking if we combine the power of the wind with the energy of a wave, we might get something that symbolizes movement, like the flow of life. Let's see if it brings us closer to the human element. I mean, come on, fire is life. Ash is like the leftovers of life. Put them together and maybe we'll get something that resembles a living being. Fingers crossed for a cool new element. Let's mix the swirly wind with the ashy ash and see if we can create some kind of life or creation element. Who knows, maybe we'll end up closer to the human element. I'm mixing the fiery passion of fire with the free-spirited nature of wind to see if we can create a new element that captures the essence of humanity. Let's see if this combo brings us closer to unlocking the human element. Let's mix the fiery passion of fire with the solid stability of earth to create a new element that represents the balance between energy and grounding, bringing us one step closer to the human element. Plants represent life and growth, while dust is made up of tiny particles. Maybe by combining the two, we can create something more advanced, like a human. Let's see if this mix leads us to an element closer to humanity. I chose to combine wind and dust because I imagine the swirling wind carrying dust particles could shape something resembling a human form. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix the fiery energy with the dusty particles and see if we can create something that resembles a human. Who knows what kind of awesome combustion might happen when these opposites collide? Water is like the lifeblood of plants, right? So when you mix them, you get this burst of growth, like a seed sprouting into a new life form. Let's see what happens. Water can symbolize purity and life, while earth can represent the physical body. Maybe combining them could create a new element related to the creation of life, getting closer to the human element. Mixing fire and ash together is like a phoenix rising from the ashes, ready to start anew. Let's see if this combo brings us closer to discovering the human element. Fire represents energy and plant represents life, so maybe combining the two can create a new element that embodies vitality and growth. Plants need water to grow and thrive, just like how humans need water to survive. Let's see if combining these two elements can bring us closer to understanding what makes us human. What happens when you mix the fiery passion of fire and the wild unpredictability of wind? Let's find out and see if we can get closer to something as complex as a human. I'm going to mix some fiery phoenix vibes with the remnants of ash to see if we can rise up like a majestic bird. Water is life, plants sustain us. Let's mix them up and see if we can get closer to the ultimate creation. Let's mix the fiery energy with the life-giving force of plants and see what kind of sparkly life essence we can come up with. I chose to combine volcano and ash because they both represent destruction and renewal, which are essential aspects of the cycle of life. Let's see if we can create something that embodies the idea of rebirth. Mixing the rebirth power of the phoenix with the nurturing essence of the earth, hoping to spark the creation of a new life form similar to a human. Let's mix the essence of breath with the remains of the body, and maybe we'll get something like a soul. Who knows what might happen? Water and sandstorm could create a new element that symbolizes the birth of life from the elements of nature. Just like how water and wind can shape the land over time, creating the perfect environment for life to flourish. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix the rebirth power of Phoenix with the windy vibes to see if we can get closer to the mystery of the human element. Let's mix the burning passion of fire with the flowing emotions of water and see if we can create the essence of humanity, a new element that balances warmth and life within us all. I'm going to mix up some wind with earth and see if it gives me life, because that's what humans are all about, constantly moving forward while staying grounded. Mixing water, the essence of life, with plants, the living beings, because who knows, maybe we'll end up creating a new life form element. Let's see if we can get closer to the human element with this wild experiment. Plants need fire to spread their seeds or release nutrients into the soil. Let's see if this combo brings us closer to creating something living or human-like. Let's mix the fiery nature of fire with the rebirth qualities of the phoenix and see if we can get closer to creating a human element. Maybe we'll end up with something ethereal like a spirit. By combining the fiery power of a volcano with the eternal rebirth of a phoenix, we might just find the perfect balance for something more human-like. Let's see what happens. Let's mix the rebirth power of the phoenix with the wild energy of the wind and see what kind of life force we can create. Let's mix the calmness of plants with the fiery chaos of a volcano and see if we can get a hint of human creation in the mix. I'm going to mix wave with rebirth because why not go from the flow of water to the cycle of life? Let's make some waves with rebirth. Let's see what happens when we mix the solid and stable earth with the fiery and powerful firebird. Maybe we'll get something that embodies the essence of humanity. Fire represents energy and passion, while wind symbolizes movement and freedom. I'm hoping that by combining these two elements, we can create an element that embodies the essence of humanity, like spirit or life. Let's see what we get. I'm thinking if we mix water with ash, we might get a muddy or clay-like substance that can be shaped into something similar to a human figure. Let's see if we can get closer to the human element. I decided to combine plant and oasis because plants need water to grow, and an oasis is a lush, fertile area where plants thrive, so maybe by combining them, we can create something new related to life or growth. Let's mix the soothing flow of water with the solid grounding of earth to create something that embodies the essence of humanity. Maybe we'll get a new element that symbolizes life, emotions, stability, and growth, all in one. Let's mix the solid earth with the fiery fire and see if we can spark the creation of something lifelike, maybe even a step closer to the mighty human. Let's combine water and oasis because water is essential for life, and oasis represents a lush, fertile environment, which could be a metaphor for the abundance and prosperity that humans seek. Let's see if the wind can carry some dusty secrets about humans and create a new element related to our presence. Let's mix the fiery energy of fire with the rebirth and immortality of Phoenix to see if we can get closer to creating something resembling a human. Mixing ash and dust together creates a muddy, clay-like substance. Maybe this could be the first step towards creating a human. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we mix the fiery passion of fire with the delicate beauty of pollen. Maybe we'll create a new spark of life or energy that brings us closer to understanding what it means to be human. Exciting times ahead. Let's mix the fiery energy of fire with the life-giving properties of pollen and see what kind of lively creation we can come up with. Water is essential for life, and ash symbolizes transformation. Mix them together and you get dust, the gritty essence of creation. Let's mix the fiery energy of fire with the rebirth and immortality of the phoenix to see if we can create a creature resembling a human. Let's mix water and fire to create a steamy hot blend that could lead us closer to the human element. Maybe this will bring out our inner sauna vibes. By combining the life-giving properties of water with the oxygen-producing capabilities of plants, I'm hoping to create the essence of life itself. Let's see if this will bring us closer to discovering the human element. Let's mix the life force of wind with the rebirth power of phoenix, hoping to create an element that embodies the essence of humanity. Plants are sturdy and can withstand the harsh conditions of a sandstorm, so maybe their combination will give birth to something as resilient and adaptable as a human. Let's mix up some water and earth and see if we can mold ourselves a nice clay figure. Who knows, maybe we'll get closer to creating a human element. Let's see what happens when we mix the chaotic power of a sandstorm with the resilience of a cactus. Maybe we'll get something that symbolizes the survival spirit of humans in the desert. I mean, fire and volcanoes are like a match made in lava. Let's see if this fiery combo can bring us closer to something as dynamic as a human. Mixing the fiery energy of fire with the life-giving properties of pollen to create a new element that might bring us closer to the human element. Imagine the fiery passion of a blazing inferno being cooled and tempered by the gentle touch of raindrops, creating a harmonious blend of power and grace. This new element could represent the balance between intensity and tranquility, a perfect harmony of opposites. Imagine this epic combo of fire and sandstorm, fiery passion mixed with the raw power of a raging storm. Sounds like the recipe for creating a mystical spirit element. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Let's mix the mighty force of wind with the magical rebirth of Phoenix and see what kind of cosmic transformation we can unleash. I mean, imagine a sandstorm carrying cinders from a fiery disaster, mixing them up in a chaotic dance, and boom, you got yourself some mud. Let's see if this muddy concoction gets us any closer to finding the human element. Let's combine the light and airy pollen with the swirling wind to create something that represents the beginnings of life and existence. Mixing up Mother Nature's favorite child, the plant, with the legendary symbol of rebirth, the phoenix, who always rises from its ashes. Maybe this blend of nature and eternal life will bring me one step closer to creating something human-like. Earth is the foundation of life, while puddle is a small pool of water. Maybe by combining these two, we can create an element that symbolizes the beginning of life, like a primordial soup or a pool where life originates. I mean, what could be more human than a tree getting all wrapped up in the wind, dancing around like it's in a music video? Let's see if this combo brings us closer to unlocking the secret of creating a human element. I mean, think about it. A swampy area with a bunch of trees growing together. That's basically a jungle, right? Seems like a logical step towards creating something more complex like a human element. Let's see if my hypothesis is correct. Let's mix the power of nature with the resilience of the phoenix to create a symbol of growth and renewal. Maybe this will lead us to something more human-like. I mean, trees are like the lungs of the earth, and phoenixes are all about rebirth and immortality, so maybe if we mix the two, we'll get something super lifey and human-y. Let's see what happens. What if a tree and a firebird combined their powers and somehow created a magical, human-like creature? Let's see if this crazy idea works. I chose to combine tree and fire because I wanted to blend the essence of life and energy, hoping to get closer to the human element. Plus, who knows, maybe we'll end up with a fiery tree person or something cool like that. Mixing the fiery passion of flames with the life-giving energy of plants to create a fresh, new element full of vitality and growth. Let's mix some fiery passion with the grounded, earthy vibes and see if we can create a new biological element that's one step closer to being human. I'm going to mix up the blazing fire with the reborn phoenix and see if I can cook up something that's more human-like. Let's bring some fire and rebirth to the mix and see what happens. Let's mix the sturdy resilience of a mangrove with the fiery passion of transformation and see if it leads us closer to the creation of humans. Let's mix the ancient power of dragons with the blazing heat of fire and see if we can cook up something that resembles a fiery mythical creature like a fire dragon. Fingers crossed for some dragon breath. Combining smoke and tree because where there's smoke, there's fire, and trees are a symbol of life and growth. Maybe this combo will bring us closer to the human element. I'm mixing the green with the heat, hoping to find the perfect balance between life and fire. Let's see what grows from this fiery garden. I want to mix the fiery energy of fire with the rebirth symbolism of Phoenix to see if I can get a step closer to the human element. Let's infuse some soul into this mix. Let's mix Earth and Dragon because what's more human than being grounded like Earth, yet having the strength and power of a mythical dragon? Maybe this will lead us to the human element. Let's mix the wisdom of ancient trees with the mythical power of the firebird and see if we can summon a human or something similar. Imagine if a tree suddenly caught fire and from the ashes emerged a humanoid figure. That would be a wild sight to see. Have you ever seen a tree on fire? It's a pretty powerful and transformative sight. Maybe this combination will give birth to a new element that represents growth and energy, getting us closer to the human element. I chose mountain and fire because I can imagine a massive volcano being formed when a fiery mountain erupts with molten lava, and that might bring us closer to the human element. Let's see if this fiery explosion will get us one step closer to our goal. Let's mix the fierce fire with the legendary Phoenix and see what kind of fiery rebirth we can create. I chose to combine fire and volcano because they both have this intense fiery energy that feels almost alive. Maybe by mixing these two, I can create something that embodies the passion and power of humanity. Plants need water to grow, so let's see if combining these two elements will bring us closer to the human element. Plants represent life, and ashes represent the remains of life. Let's see if combining the two can bring us closer to creating something resembling a human. I decided to combine the tree element with the firebird element because I wanted to create a new element that symbolizes the essence of life and vitality. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix the fiery passion of fire with the earthly comfort of tobacco and see if we can create something that resonates with human essence. Let's mix some earth vibes with a touch of tree magic and see if we can get something more organic and closer to the human element. Let's mix some fire with smoke and see if we can create something that bridges the gap between heat and air, getting us closer to the idea of human. Let's mix the heat of the fire with the murky depths of the swamp and see what kind of crazy human-like concoction we get. Let's mix up some plants and ashes and see if we can get something that resembles a human. Time to get our hands dirty, literally. I thought if dragons are considered to have human-like qualities and mountains symbolize strength and stability, maybe combining these two will get me closer to creating the human element. Let's see if I'm on the right track. Let's see what happens when we mix the purity of a forest with the man-made creation of a cigarette. Maybe we'll get something that reflects human impact on nature. Dragons are like the kings of nature, and plants are, well, plants. So maybe by mixing these two together, I'll get something that's a step closer to being human. Plus, wouldn't it be cool to have a plant dragon creature? I chose to combine the tree element with the fire element because I believe the essence of life and the energy of fire can create a powerful life force or spirit. Let's mix the fiery passion of fire with the human indulgence of cigarette to see if we can uncover an element that brings us closer to the essence of human. Plus, who doesn't love a good smoke break now and then? I'm going to combine wind and lightning because sometimes when there's a storm, there's lightning in the wind, and maybe that can spark something related to the energy or life force of a human. Let's see where this takes us. Let's combine the peaceful energy of trees with the electrifying power of lightning and see what kind of spark we can create. Maybe we'll end up with a touch of life force or a hint of enlightenment. Combining fire and smoke because it's like mixing the warmth of fire with the intangible essence of smoke, creating a potential representation of life or consciousness. Let's mix fire and a tree. Maybe we'll get a human-shaped tree or something. Who knows, maybe it'll sprout legs and start walking around. Let's mix things up with fire and ash again. Who knows, maybe we'll get something fiery and human-like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Dragons are wise and powerful creatures, and mountains are mystical and majestic. By combining these two elements, we might create something that embodies both wisdom and strength, bringing us closer to understanding human nature. Let's mix the fiery flames with the smoky essence and see if we can conjure up a human form in the midst of the smoke and fire. Dragons are so powerful and majestic, and mountains are so solid and unmovable. If we mix them together, we might just get something that embodies the strength and mythical essence of humans. Let's see what happens. Mixing the essence of plants with the ashes of transformation might just give us a hint of what it means to be human. Let's see if we can find a hint of humanity in the fiery smoke. Fire represents renewal and transformation, while ash symbolizes the remains of something burnt. So, combining these two elements might spark a new beginning, leading to the creation of the element revive. Let's see what happens when the peaceful plant meets the bustling forest. Maybe we'll get a hint of how humans have changed the natural world. Mixing the intense heat of fire with the solid grounding of earth might just create a new element that embodies the essence of both elements in a harmonious way. Let's see if this combination can lead us closer to the mysterious human element. Let's see what happens when we mix something natural like a plant with a human-made object like a cigarette. Maybe we'll get closer to discovering the human element. Humans are like the forest, full of diversity and life. Plus, we all need a bit of nature in our lives, don't we? I'm going to mix the power of plants with human wishes and see if we can get closer to the human element. Who knows, maybe we'll create a magical tree that grants wishes or something. Let's mix the essence of nature with the intensity of fire and see if we can create something as complex as a human. I thought, hey, what if the peaceful vibes of a forest combined with the sleek modern feel of glass? Maybe it'll give me something related to human structures or inventions. Let's see what happens. Dragons are known for their intelligence and wisdom, while mountains symbolize strength and stability. So I thought combining these two powerful elements could lead to the creation of a new element closer to human. Let's see if we can unlock the secret of humanity with this combination. Let's see what happens when we combine the wisdom of the mountains with the mythical intelligence of dragons. Maybe we'll unlock the secret to creating a human element. Let's mix some dragon vibes with the sturdy presence of a mountain and see if we can get closer to unlocking the mysteries of the human element. Let's mix the wisdom of the phoenix with the rootedness of a tree and see if we can get something resembling a human. Because when you smoke a cigarette, you inhale tobacco. So why not combine the two and maybe get an element related to smoking or addiction, like a smoker? Let's see what happens. Dragons are often associated with fire, so maybe combining the two will lead me closer to something resembling a human. Plus, who wouldn't want a fiery dragon-human hybrid as a result? Let's mix the addictive cigarette with the smoky smoke. Maybe we'll get something that reminds us of human behavior. Let's see if the legendary dragons that live in mountains can lead us to something resembling a human. Imagine a majestic tree that has been reborn from the ashes like a phoenix, symbolizing the growth and evolution of life towards something more human-like. Let's mix fire and smoke together and see if we can get something human-like. Maybe we'll end up with a fiery human or a smoky human. Who knows? Let's mix some smoke with window and see what kind of cool mirror element we can create. I mean, who wouldn't want to see what happens when you mix the smoke from a dragon with its fiery essence? Maybe we'll get a mystical being that has both dragon and human characteristics. Imagine a fiery tree with branches that embrace the sky, roots that delve deep into the earth, and leaves that whisper the secrets of both worlds. This could be a symbolic representation of the connection between humans and nature, a harmonious blend of life energy and growth. Mixing the tough cactus with the smoky scent of human activities might just create a new element that bridges the gap between nature and mankind. Mixing the essence of nature with the fiery energy, let's see if we can spark life into something new and exciting. Swamps and forests are teeming with life, so combining them could create a diverse ecosystem that lays the foundation for the development of intelligent beings like humans. Let's mix the fierce power of a dragon with the solid strength of a mountain and see if we can create something as fascinating as a human. Let's mix the peaceful nature of a tree with the mystical allure of a dragon and see if we can find the missing link to humanity. Let's see if we can create something human-like by combining the smoky essence with the essence of a tree. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with a new human element. When the resilience of plants meets the power of rebirth, a new essence of life emerges, bridging the gap between nature and vitality. Let's see what unfolds. When a volcano erupts, it often leaves behind ash all over the place, so maybe combining these two will lead to something more tangible, like the ash that can be associated with humans. Let's see if we can get closer to the human element. Let's mix the fiery nature of fire with the powerful force of volcano and see if we can create something that resembles humans in some way. Fire in the forest, humans love a good campfire in the woods. Maybe this will bring us closer to the human element. Let's mix up the cowboy vibes with the view from the window to hopefully get to something more relatable to us humans. I thought if a dragon could create smoke, maybe a magical being like a wizard could emerge from it. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix the power of a fierce dragon with the sturdy presence of a mountain, hoping to create something that bridges the gap between mythical and natural, getting us closer to the essence of human. I'm going to try to mix the calm of nature with the hustle and bustle of city life. Let's see if we can find something that bridges the gap between the two worlds. Dragons are powerful and wise creatures, while mountains symbolize strength and endurance. Maybe combining these two elements could represent the journey towards humanity, the evolution from ancient beings to modern humans. Let's mix the beauty of nature with the comfort of our homes and see what we get. Maybe we'll end up with a new element related to human civilization or habitat. Exciting! Plants growing from ashes show us that life can emerge from destruction. Maybe this combination will lead us closer to the human element. Let's mix the blazing power of fire with the legendary dragon to see if we can get something with human-like qualities. Who knows, we might end up with a creature that rivals humans in intelligence and emotion. You know how sometimes your best ideas come to you when you're surrounded by smoke? Well, what if that smoke carried your deepest wishes and dreams, like a magical genie in a bottle, ready to make them come true? Let's mix the essence of life from trees with the transformative power of smoke. Maybe it will give birth to something that bridges the gap between nature and humanity. Let's mix the calming essence of plants with the fiery passion of fire and see if we can create something that's both lively and energetic, maybe even resembling a human in some way. I thought, hey, plants and forests are all about nature, and humans are a part of nature too. So maybe if we mix these two, we might get something closer to humans. Let's see if we can grow some humans in our infinite craft world. Let's mix the fiery spirit of a firebird with the ethereal nature of smoke to see if we can get closer to the essence of human. Who knows? Maybe we'll unlock the secrets of life itself. Let's mix the ancient wisdom of trees with the fiery passion of flames and see what kind of elemental magic we can conjure up. Let's mix up the mighty dragon with the solid mountain and see if we can create something as awesome as a human. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a dragon-riding mountain climber. I chose to combine dragon and mountain because I believe the wisdom of dragons and the strength of mountains could lead to the creation of a mythical being with human-like qualities. Maybe this new element will bring us one step closer to discovering the human element. I mean, come on. Phoenixes and dragons are like the coolest mythical creatures ever, right? So combining them must give us something equally awesome. Like a griffin. Can you imagine a fiery, majestic creature with wings and a lion's body? That's the stuff of legends right there. Let's mix some smoke with a dragon. Maybe we'll get something human-like out of it. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a fire-breathing human or something? I am combining tree with dragon this time because I think the majestic and mythical qualities of dragons, along with the nurturing and life-giving aspects of trees, might just help us get closer to the essence of human. Plus, who wouldn't want a tree-dragon hybrid as the symbol of humanity, right? I thought, hey, dragons are smart and mountains are strong, so what if they had a baby? Maybe it'll be something close to a human. Let's mix the peaceful nature of trees with the mystical aura of dragons and see if we can find something that connects us to the human element. Who knows? Maybe we'll discover a forest guardian or a wise creature that resembles humans in some way. By mixing the blazing energy of fire with the life-giving essence of trees, we might just create something that embodies the vitality and growth of humans. Let's see what new element this fiery collaboration brings forth. Imagine a wise dragon perched on the peak of a majestic mountain, overseeing the world below, with a sense of grandeur and everlasting strength. Maybe this combination will lead to a being that is closer to humanity, with the intelligence of a dragon and the stability of a mountain. I'll try combining glass and house because sometimes houses have glass windows and it could represent human habitation in a modern sense. Plants are alive and dragons are mythical beings, so combining them might give birth to a new creature with human-like qualities, getting closer to the human element. Let's see what sprouts from this mix. Whoa, imagine a dragon and a tree getting together. That's like the ultimate power couple of nature and myth, right? I bet their fusion will bring forth a mystical being with traits that are close to human-like. Time to witness the magic unfold. I thought the smoke from the dragon's breath might take on a human-like form, maybe a mythical creature with human-like qualities. Let's see what happens. Imagine a magical tree that grants wishes, like a genie in the form of a tree. Maybe this combination will bring us closer to discovering the essence of humanity. When you smoke near a window, the smoke tends to travel out of the window. So let's see if we can create a house element from this scenario. I'm thinking that the mysterious smoke coming out of a window might signify human presence. Let's see if this leads us closer to the human element. Combining a sturdy tree with transparent glass to create a cozy greenhouse where nature and technology unite. Let's mix the ancient wisdom of trees with the power of dragons. Who knows, maybe we'll get some mystical creature that's closer to being human. Water and fire may seem like opposites, but maybe the clash of elements will create something that symbolizes the delicate balance of life, like humanity itself. Let's see if this combo sparks a new discovery. Dragons are often seen as mystical creatures with humanoid features, and fire symbolizes passion and vitality. Let's mix these two up and see if we can get something closer to the human element. Imagine a world where humans build their homes among the trees, living in perfect harmony with nature. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to unlocking the secret of the human element. Let's mix the mighty dragon with the sturdy mountain to create a fiery volcano that could symbolize the power and resilience of both creatures combined. Let's see if the harmony between nature and human activities can bring us closer to the human element. Maybe this new element will show the connection between the two worlds. Dragons are known to roam the depths of the forest. Maybe they hold the key to unlocking the essence of humanity. Let's see where this magical journey takes us. Combining the growth and stability of a tree with the strength and grandeur of a mountain, hoping to get closer to the essence of humanity. Let's see what sprouts from this mix. Let's mix the ancient wisdom and stability of a tree with the fiery passion of fire to create something truly unique. Maybe we'll end up with a human element. Let's mix the power of the mythical dragon with the mystique of the forest to see if we can conjure up a creature that embodies the connection between nature and humanity. Fingers crossed for something epic. Let's mix the fiery power of the dragon with the transformative nature of fire to see if we can get closer to the human element. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a dragon-human hybrid. I mean, think about it. A wise old tree combined with a powerful genie? That's like the ultimate magical life form right there. Maybe this new element will be like a magical, wise, and powerful being, kind of like a human, but with a magical twist. Let's mix the ancient wisdom of dragons with the origins of humanity to see if we can get closer to creating a human element. Let's mix the fiery essence of dragons with the heat of fire to see if we can get something a bit more humanoid. Maybe we'll end up with an element that has some human qualities, like emotions or intelligence. Mixing the wild, adventurous spirit of a cowboy with the natural beauty and diversity of a forest. Who knows what kind of human-related element we might discover? Let's mix the power of dragons with the wisdom of ancient trees to create a new element that bridges the gap between mythical creatures and nature, bringing us one step closer to the human element. Combining smoke and window because it's like looking through a smoky window to observe human activity. Let's see if we can gain some insight into the human element. Dragons are mythical creatures often associated with intelligence, and mountains symbolize strength and endurance, two qualities that are also found in humans. Let's see if combining these two elements can bring us closer to the human element. Let's mix the essence of life from trees with the spiritual quality of smoke and see if we can get something that's even closer to being human. Maybe this combination will bring us closer to understanding humanity in a whole new light. Let's see what happens when we mix the elusive nature of smoke with the mythical essence of a dragon. Maybe we'll get a smoky dragon that's more human-like. Exciting times ahead in Algoria Nova's lab. Let's mix the calmness of trees with the mystery of smoke and see if we can conjure up something human-like, maybe a mystical shaman or a wise druid. Let's mix the ancient wisdom of dragons with the peaceful growth of trees and see what kind of magical creature we get. Dragons are wise and powerful, while trees symbolize life and growth. So by combining these two, maybe we'll get a mythical creature like a druid who has a deep connection to nature and possesses human-like qualities. Let's mix the tranquil vibes of Buddha with the enigmatic aura of smoke and see if we can create something more human-like. Imagine a massive tree intertwined with the fiery presence of a firebird, creating a mythical being that guards the forest and embodies the balance between nature and magic. Let's mix the fiery intensity of fire with the mystical aura of dragon and see what kind of blazing creature we can come up with. Dragons are wise and powerful creatures, and trees symbolize life and growth. Maybe combining the two could lead to the creation of a being with human-like qualities. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to the human element. Mixing tobacco with smoke, let's see if we can get a hint of human presence in this new element. Let's mix the fiery energy of fire with the life-giving essence of tree to create a new element that could be the bridge to the human element. Who knows, maybe this combination will give birth to a creature that's as lively and vibrant as a human. I chose dragon and firebird because who wouldn't want to combine two powerful mythical creatures to get something even more extraordinary, like a human? Let's see if this leads us to our goal. Let's mix the natural with the man-made and see if we can get something human-like. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with a forest dweller or a glass sculpture of a human. When you mix fire with smoke, you get a smoldering combination that could lead to a powerful transformation. Maybe this new element will bring us closer to the essence of life and humanity. Combining genie and Buddha, because who wouldn't want a magical, wise being with inner peace vibes? Let's see if this fusion brings us closer to the human element. Let's mix the mighty dragons with the mysterious forests and see if we can conjure up something with a hint of humanity in it. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with a creature that's part dragon, part forest spirit, but all human at heart. I'm going to combine pollen and forest because forests are often associated with nature, and humans love to explore nature, and pollen is a part of the natural world too. Maybe this combo will give me an element closer to human. Mixing the peaceful presence of monks with the nurturing energy of trees, I'm hoping to create an element that resonates with the essence of humanity. Let's see if this combination brings us closer to understanding what it means to be human. Let's mix the cowboy vibes with the smell of fresh wood. Maybe we'll end up with something that reminds us of a human habitat. I mean, come on, what's more human than needing both water to drink and fire to cook? We need both to live our best lives. Imagine a magical tree shrouded in smoke, the ancient spirits within combining to create a new being with a touch of humanity. Let's see if this leads us closer to the human element. Imagine this. Picture a mysterious old house with smoke slowly billowing out of its windows. Could there be a hidden human inside, or is it just an abandoned place? Let's find out. I thought, hey, what if we combine the mysterious, smoky vibes with the transparency and sleekness of glass? Maybe we'll get a new element that's all about reflections and illusions. Let's see what happens. Let's combine a tree symbolizing life and growth with a mirror which reflects our own image back to us. Maybe this will give us an element that reflects human nature or self-reflection in an interesting way. Water and wind are like the perfect combo for creating something life-giving and essential, like the breath of life itself. Let's see if this brings us closer to the human element. Fingers crossed. When you look in the mirror, you see a reflection of yourself, right? So what if we combine these two? Maybe we'll create an element that represents the essence of a person or humanity itself. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. What do humans do all day? Look at themselves in the mirror and reflect on their life choices. Duh! So I'm combining mirror and reflection to get us one step closer to the ultimate human element. Let's mix the ancient wisdom of dragons with the life-giving power of trees and see if we can create a mystical creature that's a bit more human-like. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with something really cool. I'm going to put a vampire in front of a mirror and see what happens. Maybe we'll get a spooky reflection that's one step closer to being human. Let's see what happens when we mix the smoky haze with the reflective properties of a mirror. Maybe we'll create an element that plays with perception and reality, like illusions or mirages. Exciting! Let's see what happens when we mix the spooky vibes of a vampire with the self-reflective qualities of a mirror. Maybe we'll get something that reflects the humanity in vampires, or maybe we'll end up with a creature that only shows up in mirrors at midnight. Let's bring together the peaceful Buddha with the wise tree and see if we can summon a chill monk into the mix. Let's mix the power of the majestic dragons with the ancient wisdom of trees to see if we can create a mystical being with human qualities. Who knows, maybe we'll stumble upon a creature that walks the line between the natural world and the supernatural. I'm thinking if we mix some spooky smoke with a mirror, we might just get a glimpse of something intriguing, like maybe a mirage or a hidden realm. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the reflection of Dracula in the mirror can bring us closer to humanity. I mean, who wouldn't want to see a vampire in the mirror? Let's hope this leads us to something cool. Just like how humans reflect on themselves in the mirror, I'm hoping to find some enlightening element that brings us closer to understanding what it means to be human. When you look into a mirror, you see a reflection of yourself. But what if that reflection could show more than just your physical appearance? What if it could reflect your inner thoughts and emotions, creating a deeper sense of self-awareness? Let's combine mirror and reflection to explore the idea of the mirror, reflecting not just your image, but your true self. Let's combine the reflective properties of a mirror with the peaceful aura of a Buddha statue and see if we get something human-like. Who knows, maybe we'll create a reflective, enlightened being. When you're smoking in front of a mirror, contemplating the mysteries of the universe, you might catch a glimpse of your own humanity staring back at you. Mirror shows your physical self, and a monk reflects on your inner self. Maybe combining these two will lead to an element related to self-awareness or consciousness. When a vampire looks into a mirror, do they see a reflection of their human self longing to come back? Let's combine these two and see if we can find a connection to humanity. When you look into a mirror, you see your reflection, which is kind of like seeing yourself. So maybe if we combine mirror and reflection, we can get an element that is closer to the concept of humanity. Fingers crossed for something related to humans. Vampires are all about those mirror connections, right? Maybe there's a deeper reflection of humanity waiting to be unveiled in this combo. I mean, who wouldn't want to combine a mirror with a window? Just imagine the reflections bouncing off each other and creating this new element. Let's see if it gets us closer to the human element. Let's mix the smokiness of smoke with the reflective nature of mirror and see if we can create a new element that's closer to being human. Maybe we'll end up with a reflection of humanity. I mean, why not mix a mirror with a vampire? Maybe we'll get an undead creature with a reflection that never fades. Let's see where this spooky combo takes us. Let's see what happens when we combine the wise old tree with a mirror that reflects the truth about ourselves. Maybe we'll get a glimpse of our inner selves or unlock some deep wisdom. Time to dive into the introspective realm and see what unfolds. Let's mix the wisdom of trees with the self-reflection of mirrors and see if we can reach a state of enlightenment or deeper understanding of ourselves. Mixing the reflective properties of a mirror with the spiritual presence of Buddha might just give birth to a new element that reflects on deeper levels of existence. Let's see if we can get closer to understanding what it means to be truly human. Let's infuse some spiritual enlightenment from Buddha with the grounded connection to nature from the tree and see if we can find the essence of humanity in this blend. Let's mix the spooky reflection from the mirror with the mysterious vampire vibes and see if we get something closer to humanity. Plus, who knows, maybe we'll see a dapper vampire checking his reflection in the mirror. Let's see what happens when we mix the reflective nature of mirrors with the mysterious aura of vampires. Maybe we'll get an element that reflects our inner selves or transforms us in some way, getting us one step closer to becoming human. Let's see what happens when we mix the wisdom of a tree with the reflective properties of a mirror. Maybe we'll get a glimpse of ourselves in a new light. Let's mix the reflective nature of a mirror with the peaceful energy of a Buddha statue. Maybe this will bring us closer to something human-like. Who knows, maybe we'll create a meditating human or a self-aware mirror. Let's find out. Vampires see their reflections in mirrors, right? So why not combine the two and see what happens? Maybe we'll get a reflection element that's a step closer to human. I'm curious to see what happens when you combine a mirror with its reflection. Maybe it'll lead to a deep element related to self-awareness or consciousness, getting closer to what it means to be human. Let's see what happens when we combine the mirror, which reflects our physical appearance, with reflection, which reflects our thoughts and emotions. Maybe we'll get an element that represents self-awareness or introspection, bringing us closer to understanding what it means to be human. I'm combining a mirror with a vampire because I think a reflection of a vampire might just give us something that's more human-like. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a creature from the realm of the undead. Let's try mixing mirror with fog this time. Maybe the mysterious ethereal nature of fog combined with the reflective properties of mirrors could bring us closer to something human-like. Who knows? Maybe we'll stumble upon the human element in this foggy reflection. When you look in the mirror, you see your reflection, which is like a representation of yourself. So combining these two might lead to an element related to self-awareness or self-reflection, getting closer to the concept of human. Combining mirror and ghost because who knows what kind of spooky reflection or ethereal essence we might uncover. Let's dive into the mystery and see if we can get closer to the human element. Mixing the gooey mud and the sturdy mountain together might reveal a hidden underground passage full of ancient secrets waiting to be discovered, leading us closer to the essence of humanity. Thank you all for joining me on today's Infinite Craft livestream. Unfortunately, we weren't able to reach our goal of finding the human in the game, but I had a fantastic time playing and chatting with all of you. Thank you for your support, and I hope to see you all in the next stream. Goodbye for now. Algoria Nova, Infinite Craft, VTuber.